Well, every single week here on the Fight Guys, I know it's a broken record, but we have some of the most relevant and interesting guests with Erik Apple. And this week we have a bantamweight up and comer that I think is going to be very relevant. He is fighting for the Tuff-N-Uff Bantamweight Championship tomorrow, or probably today by the time you see this. Welcome to the show, Andrew Garrett.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
Andrew, I really appreciate you coming on just a few hours after you weighed in. As somebody who had to cut a lot of weight, I personally was never in a good mood even after I weighed in. So I hope you're feeling okay, and I appreciate it.
Yes, I'm feeling good. I had some hydration and some snacks, and I'm good to go.
Now, Andrew, you're coming into this title fight at Tuff-N-Uff. I mean, this is a pretty big feeder show for the bigger fight leagues in the country. I gotta imagine you're very excited about this.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I just come out and do whatever needs to be done, and it's just part of the journey for me.
Now, it's funny because I was watching your fights and I had seen a lot of people making comments that you didn't have many amateur fights. You only had one amateur fight, and oh my goodness, it's kind of a weird thing. But it's funny because for someone from my generation, there was no amateur fights. It was like either you're fighting and you're fighting pro or you're not fighting at all.
Right. Yeah, I was fighting up in Alaska for a few years and training up in Alaska, and then I had one or two fights, and somehow I got sucked into the pro leagues, and that's kind of how it went. I fought for a show, and they ended up paying me, and I guess once you get paid, you're considered a pro. You can't go back. So that's kind of how I got into it.
Now, leading into this, your most recent fight, I believe you had 6 first-round finishes. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And then your last fight, you had a decision. And a lot of people might look at that as a negative, like, oh, you didn't finish him in the first round. But on the contrary, I really believe that you having a chance to work the full time is a very good exercise in, testing your conditioning, making sure you could kind of move around in all different positions. Do you feel like it was a good thing?
Yeah, exactly. I'm right on the same page with you. Having all first round knockouts is cool, but not having the amateur experience and then having 10, 15 minutes of fight time, maybe it can hinder me because my experience doesn't match my skill set. So I'm unable to I haven't been able to actually show the things that I can do just because I don't have the experience to do it yet, in my opinion. So it was definitely a good feeling to get out there, work a few things, make sure I had the cardio for it, and then be able to move forward.
And a lot of people think it's so cool when you get a quick finish. But, I mean, maybe you feel the same way that I did. I had a lot of fights I finished in the first 2 minutes, and I was almost kind of bummed. Like, shit, that's it? I trained this hard for 10 weeks for 90 seconds? Like, God.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. It's cool to go out there and put somebody out in the first round. But then, like you said, that's it, that's it. But it's interesting because even though I did go the full fight, my last fight, I didn't get to finish. I felt like I was missing something. I felt unfulfilled, I guess you could say.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously everybody wants to finish, but I think in the
Right.
after the story's done of your career, you're going to look back at this fight and think it's good I got to do that work. I got to make sure I went the whole 15 minutes, because until you go the full 15 minutes, you don't really understand what it is like. So you've been through that exercise now, right?
Exactly. That's exactly how I feel. Now I got a feel for it. This is going to be a 4-round fight with a potential 5th. But I think that full 3-round experience was definitely beneficial for me.
For sure. Now, tell us about your opponent. He's an Israeli opponent. He's been training in Vegas.
Yes, Stav Corin. Based off the research that I have gathered, he is a Israeli national champion wrestler as well as a jiu-jitsu brown belt. He's training out of Syndicate MMA here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, with John Wood.
He likes to. Yes, with John Wood, and he likes to, he goes for a lot of the takedowns and, likes the ground game, which that's just how he fights. So I've been preparing for that and making some adjustments.
Now, I imagine I'm hoping that you understand that now you're 7-0. You're looking to go 8-0. This is kind of the point in your career where you turn a corner, where you go from like, oh, I'm kind of having fun and I'm winning, to, oh shit, this is much more serious now. I'm fighting really good guys, and everyone's taking this very seriously and really watching me. So it's gonna turn the pressure and the heat up a little bit on you. Are you prepared for that?
Yeah, I'm prepared for the opponents. I don't really get too much pressure on me for the actual fight. I'll get scared and nervous and stuff like when I sign the contract and I start researching my guys. But once I get into it, it's just another day for me, because this, at the end of the day, I don't need to feed my family. I do this for fun. So I think that takes a lot of the pressure off of me.
Yeah, I understand that as well. I kind of had the same background as well. I want to ask you, are you excited to be able to do this title fight in Vegas, at the home of the UFC and their matchmakers? Guys like Sean Shelby will most likely be there.
Yes, I'm very excited. Like I said, I used to do this for fun, but now that I've been finding success, I've been really contemplating on going to the next level, and this is the perfect place to get that opportunity. So that's where I'm at as far as thinking about how I want to move forward with my career.
That's great, Andrew. In a perfect world, how does your fight go tomorrow night at Tuff-N-Uff for the championship?
In a perfect world, I would like a first or second round finish via some sort of elbows or some sort of a striking exchange. Preferably whatever exchange or whatever combination that I've been working on with my team. That's how I would like to do it. I think one of the greatest compliments you can give your coach is doing what you practiced in the gym.
Yeah, that's cool.
So,
and I'm sure your coach will appreciate that very much.
Yes, because it's a testament to their knowledge and their skill set, and showing that, the stuff that they show us actually works.
Yeah. Okay, Andrew, we're going to get going here in a moment, but is there anybody you want to thank, and how can people find you on social?
Oh, I want to thank my team, Alan Gray, Cole Stringer, Mazy Muay Thai, Amp MMA, Jesse Roberts, my friends and family who support me, and whoever's along for the journey that's in my corner. I would like to thank them. I do this a lot more for them than I kind of do myself at this point, just to show my appreciation, because they give me so much. And as far as social media it's just Andrew Garrett, all lowercase, one word on all social medias. Facebook and Instagram is what I have. I don't do too much other stuff.
Well, we will have you tagged up on this, and everybody will be able to find you, and we'll do some collabs together, and we will get the word out for your fight tomorrow night, going for the championship in Tuff-N-Uff, 135 pounds. Andrew Garrett, thanks for being here on The Fight Guys with Erik Apple. We will see you guys next week.